Hey. City light, hey.
Look at that. Happy New Year, everybody. 2024. What a busy year we have had. Back here live on the City Life Project YouTube channel. You guys know me. My name is Isha, alongside my good pal Kyle here for the first of many just general streams that we're going to do together this year, in addition to membership streams. And speaking of the membership stream, we missed one last week. It was the holiday season. I'll be back later today with the membership stream. But yeah, first of many streams that Kyle and I are going to be hopping on together. First of many that Kyle's going to do himself. We have a lot to talk about here today, but as always, guys, like and subscribe if you haven't already. We post daily content on this channel, live streams every weekend. We'll get into all that and more, and plans for 2024 here in a bit. But we're going to start off our stream / I don't even know if we call this a show yet, but we're going to start off the show here just talking about what we were up to on New Year's Eve. Please, guys, vote in the poll question if you're watching this live, and comment on the video if you're watching it later. We're going to talk about our New Year's. For those in the chat here, tell us about your New Year's Eve. We'll talk a little Rizin, because I stayed up 9.5 hours. That was the longest fight card I've ever watched in my entire life. So we'll talk about that. And then I'll hand the floor at the end of the show to Kyle himself, because like I said, guys, Kyle's back. Kyle's back. If you guys have been noticing, more content has been coming out on the channel. I won't talk much about it here. I'll let Kyle introduce his new regular live stream show, as well as content that you'll be posting on the channel. And we have a teaser and something to share with you guys at the end of the show. So stick around. Kyle, what's up? Happy New Year. How are you?
Happy New Year, bro. Life's good. 2024 is looking good. It's going to be a good year.
Kyle's got a mic in 2024 too, guys. It's coming. It's coming. But you look fresh as fuck. I love that camera, dude.
71, dude.
A great starter camera out there for those who want to get into YouTube, by the way. And it's way cheaper than when we bought it. When we bought it, it was like pushing almost like 1,000 Canadian. Now you can get it used, or especially with them holiday deals, for like $600-$700. So
it's pretty impressive. They have a new version of it out too. It's the ZVE one, I think is what it's called now. So there's a new one.
Because Zeiss does the lens, right? It's a Sony camera, but Zeiss lens.
Yeah.
Nice. Roman the Faster. Happy New Year, buddy.
Happy New Year, pal.
Happy 2024 to you. So Kyle's already on the freaking beers. I'm not gonna lie, I dove in pretty hard last night, so I'm still nursing the coffee.
I had a sober New Year's last night, so I'm.
Oh, so you're making up for it on the stream here.
Yeah, I'm rocking a Hoyne Shine On. There we go.
Oh, speaking of Hoyne, Kyle, we went there not too long ago with Shane here, no less. What's up, Shane? Happy New Year, buddy.
Shane? That was actually super awesome. It was such a cool little adventure when we went out there. So I'd actually like to do some more brewery tours. That was a blast.
Jules, Happy New Year. Judy V, otherwise known as Jules. Happy New Year. Thank you for the great note that you left us on one of our last videos or posts. That was awesome. Namaste to you as well. Hockey from Home, who's streaming right now, by the way, covering the Seattle-Vegas game. What's up, Hockey from Home? Thank you so much for being a member, much like Shane. Appreciate you guys. Membership stream later today, guys. Later today, we'll go over some more highlights from the last 2 weeks, as well as some crazy MMA stories. No more USADA, Kyle. No more U.S. anti-doping agency with the UFC. They're going to self-govern like they did back in the Brock Lesnar and Uberim days. So we got a lot to talk about.
It's going to be the Wild West, I think.
Oh, yes. Speaking of the Wild East, Irish Animal, Rizin motherfuckers. Dude, what a crazy show it was. Thanks to everyone who joined us. Again, Kyle, there were some who didn't even tap out. There were some like our boy Gravedigger Jones, our beer enthusiast, gaming enthusiast, fellow Rizin enthusiast, and like I said, music too. He's a bass player. Remember, he's one of our early subscribers and exclusive members. He stayed up and even came. I don't know if you've watched the end of it, Kyle. You should go check. He came on live for the last 2 fights and helped me out, bring some energy into the stream, and it was awesome, man.
What a champion! That you guys are both champs. That's a long stream. It's like this can be a full-time job if you really want it to be.
I mean, until it pays like one, it's still a hobby. You got 5 people who joined the Discord. Oh wow, thanks, Hockey from Home. I told him to join this stream if you can. What's up, Funkmaster? Happy New Year's, buddy. Let's just start it off there. Kyle, what did you do for New Year's Eve? And I know you have some plans later today as well. So let's get the conversation going. We'll start with you and then chat. We want to hear from you guys. What did you get up to this New Year's Eve?
Well, essentially, I went to Four Crows Barbershop. This is a local Nanaimo barbershop that my brother Colby works at. You can check out Colby's YouTube channel. And he just changed the name to The Cranky Barber. So you can look that up on YouTube and see some of his videos. But anyway, essentially, we went there. We did a barber ASMR video filming session. And we also made a clip that we're going to show all of you guys a little bit later on in the stream. So it was a pretty productive New Year's Eve. And then, of course, I just hung out with family and we had some dinner and relaxed. It was nice.
Irish Samuel saying, Isha, sup, Kyle?
Oh, what's up, Irish Animal?
That sounds awesome, man. And again, I know, Kyle, you were hitting me up last night. I was doing some last minute. Well, I was just getting some appetizers and some finger food to hang out with my roommates all night. Last night we watched some football, but the Vikings absolutely sucked and got their ass kicked by Green Bay. So literally in the fourth quarter, we played some board games. We were passing out early, not gonna lie. It was 11 or it was 10:30. And we threw on some Survivor season 45 to get us going and don't spoil it, guys. I don't know who wins it yet. I got 4 more episodes to go. I'm a huge Survivor nerd, man. That I'm a degenerate when it comes to Survivor. If I could bet on anything, and I have in the past, it's Survivor. And my friend, so I have a friend who's oh yeah, dude, I have a friend whose mom has a formula, and she bets on who's gonna win on the first episode based on she has a formula based on how the producers, again, even if how they shape the intro theme. She's like, if it checks all the boxes, I make my pick, and I think she's over 500 as far as her winning record, and she won another freaking over $1,000 this last year because she got it right again, dude.
Dude, that show has been around for so long. I remember it was probably the early 2000s that it might have even been the late 90s where my parents were having Survivor parties with some friends. So
my parents too, dude.
Yeah, it's nuts. I can't believe it's 45 seasons. That's just unbelievable.
Now, it's definitely different. The game has evolved, but it's still just as crazy, man. And my roommate have applied 3 times now, and I'm half a minority. Does that make me a minority? And I'm Canadian, so I feel I check both of TV woke. You
check the boxes.
I check the box. I don't know what. So I have a better chance probably on getting on than him because now Canadians are allowed on. They put 1 or 2 a year.
Oh, really?
One was voted out this year. I'm not gonna say his name again for those who haven't watched it. And I don't know how many of you even watched Survivor, but he was gonna win, man. He was that good, or at least he would have gotten in the top 5 or something. But the Canadians are doing good, and a Canadian won 3 seasons ago, which was cool as well.
That is cool.
Anyways, let's get back to the comments here. Look, I could go down the Survivor fucking train, but that was my New Year's Eve. Hung out with my roommates. It was low key. I stayed up all night the night before for Rizin, and we will get into a little bit of a Rizin recap here in a sec. I see the chat's already going off about it too. And I stayed up all night watching Rizin and all morning. Stayed up, watched the first 4 or the games, the World Junior Games, 2:30 p.m. passed the fuck out. And I was out until literally Kyle didn't wake me up, but I talked to you after grabbing some groceries and some appetizers, watched football with the roommates, watched some Survivor, went to bed at 1:30ish because we were knee deep in Survivor at that point. And had a good day, slept in, and now just been working on podcast stuff, behind on a Sota Pod podcast. So getting out that later tonight before our membership stream. But all right, let's get to the comments here. Happy New Year's, Pick'em MMA. Pick'em MMA, guys, one of the fastest growing MMA YouTube channels, and he's also Canadian, so shout out to him. We fucking love you. Matt R, can't believe how many underdogs cashed on Rizin. Dude, I know, my picks were horrendous. I did finish 9 and 8 though, so I was above 500, but I cashed on 3 underdogs if I'm not mistaken, or 2 underdogs. Matt R was one of our MVPs who joined us throughout that entire show. Pick'em MMA, by the way, streamed the entire show too, Kyle.
Oh, really? Holy cow. You guys are all just champions.
HHCO Tier 3 Calgary. What's up, buddy? A fellow Flames fan in the live chat here. Thank you so much. Shout out to Aiden, who just subscribed. Fishing with H, what's up? Fishing with H, long time subscriber and OG supporter of this channel.
Dude, I want to check this out. I will totally watch your video. If you're dropping it next 2 days or maybe tonight, so I will. I'll keep an eye out for that, and I'll let you know how much I like it. I'm gonna love it.
Dude, talk about a channel who's been growing as well. Fishing with H on that grind, posting a lot of great fishing content as well. Yeah, man, he's crushing it. He's crushing it. And I've been learning more from Fishing with H than I even have been from Kyle and Tim. So that just shows like he knows what he's doing, man.
That's impressive.
Oh, this is Aiden. Shout out to you, Aiden. Aiden, I don't know if you know this. Kyle's a big Flames fan. He's from Calgary. Kyle and I met. Well, actually, we met in BC, but like we became brothers in Calgary.
We did indeed.
I tried watching Survivor but didn't like it. Which season? Pick them. Hit me. I will tell you which seasons to start with, and then you'll be hooked.
You know what? The problem probably was that you watched it back before you could binge watch it.
Maybe.
If you watch one episode, I bet you watched 10 episodes that day.
I've watched even the old school seasons. Like the old school seasons that like the social game wasn't really evolved yet, and it was actually like guys and girls were getting like airlifted out because they were like straight up almost dying on TV, where now it's like it's rare where someone gets taken. There's actually not even rare. There's one a season someone will get like evacuated due to a health issue or an injury, but there's just a lot of guys and gals these days who are just like, you know what, like they get there for 2 days and they're like, fuck this, we got no, because you don't get like a bag of rice or even your flint to start out with it anymore. At one point they made it a little bit easier, but now it's like you actually have to do challenges to get your flint. So there'll be guys and gals who go like 13 days with no fire and who just can't get it done Boston Rob style.
Do they still do it all tropical? Like I know that they were.
So now they bought a few islands in Fiji because they like for the first 25 seasons they traveled the world, right? And then like monsoons, weather issues, the pandemic, like after that they're like, all right, fuck this. We're just gonna buy a few islands in Fiji and just do it all here. They might travel again, but some of the craziest ones were like Australia, where like they straight up like didn't have water for like a few days until like the crew and the producers had to like build them a well. Wow. And what else? There was in China was a really cool one too. Back these are like early. This is like in the first 15. Jules was not able to see Dick Clark's rock and roll show with Ryan Seacrest. You now have to subscribe to see it. What a bummer! Really, that's bullshit. I watched a little bit of the Nashville one, which is again, I'm not a huge like country music fan, but I feel like they put on a better show than the New York one these days. I already gave Aiden the shout out. Funkmaster saying he chilled with the boy, bet some football, and slept early.
Sounds all right to me.
Surprised Archuleta lost. Yeah, in Rizin. Well, he was so depleted, and leave it to the Japanese. So he missed weight, Kyle, because he was sick. Missed weight by 5.6 pounds. His opponent agreed to fight him, but Juan was he was the champion, stripped of the title. His opponent had a chance to win it if he beat him. And then Juan, like, he wasn't making the weight 24 hours ahead of time. Like, he was not doing too well. So Japan said, look, if you can make 150 an hour before the fight, you can fight. So literally the show's going on. We are 8 hours into the show, and we don't know if there's a co-main event. And then suddenly they announced that he made the weight, and it's like, and he came out and he got fucking kneed in the gut and TKO, dude. That was one of my underdogs. I knew he was going to get countered, and Asakura loves, I didn't call the knee, but he loves that knee to the gut when guys go in on entries. So Juan Archuleta fought with some desperation and won me some money. Let's go.
There you go.
Yeah, Archuleta was fighting with a lot of anger due to the weight miss situation. No, it's good to see you, Aiden. How are you feeling about your Flames this year? Are you hoping that it's just a mulligan, or are you hoping that they start tearing it down and rebuild around Monsieur Huberdeau, who, by the way, Tyler Myers has more points than Huberdeau, or he did last week anyways.
Dude, Huberdeau has actually been a huge disappointment for me.
Yeah. I'm not even a Flames fan, and I'm just like, what the hell? I was rooting for him.
Yeah.
Happy New Year from Florida. Yeah, man, let's go. He's a Flames fan, hockey from home. No Knights fan would put a Flames logo in their profile.
Maybe he's just repping his city just to be nice.
There you go. Fishing with H. I'm a Hurricanes fan. We win in this year. Dude, the Hurricanes are a good team, and that division is a tough division to play in. Fishing with H, have you been able to watch any of the World Junior Hockey Championship? Kyle, I'm learning here in the United States, it's not even close to as big as it is in Canada. Like Canada, like our week almost shuts down like last week. Like,
yeah.
Whereas in the States, it's not on cable here. ESPN doesn't show it. So you have to subscribe to NHL Network or find it on a different stream on hockey.tv. I got you guys' back. But yeah, so here, like it's almost a culture shock that like everyone here is watching bowl football games, like the bowl games in college, the big end of the year games. Nobody, except for like the hardcores who have NHL Network or really care about the juniors. And furthermore, a lot of them said that like we wouldn't probably even care anyways, as to us, we're more invested in our like college and high school teams than junior hockey, which makes sense. But like, it's just weird, man. Cause like I've been like I said, waking up at 5 a.m. every day to watch these games. And like no one in my hockey live chats are like, yeah, dude, we're not even watching. We might watch the American game later. And I'm like, that's crazy, man. Like I don't even miss Latvia, Norway. Like I watch them all.
Yeah. It's like really big thing here. I was just reading on the news today that they've just started a channel for live professional women's hockey.
Yeah. Yep. A little bit rushed for my liking. Toronto as a team, Minnesota as a team. But I'm pretty sure that today is the first day of games, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I think so too. Yeah.
I mean, I used to follow the Canadian Women's Hockey League. They shot themselves in the foot. Them and the former North American Women's Hockey League. The former, basically it was two competing women's leagues. And again, women's hockey is not a big market. It's not ever even going to compete with junior hockey. But like we tried to support it. I watched whatever games I could, but they were just at odds. Instead of coming together and making a national league, they were fighting for dominance, and it eventually like kind of folded both of the leagues. But the Canadian League folded first, and one of the biggest reasons was they had a team in China. So literally they had to travel to China, stay there for a month, play a bunch of games, and then make it worth it. It just, again, very rich investor there who wanted a team, and then the league was like, all right, well, we're gonna take it. But yeah, that was one of the reasons why the league folded as well. And then the American one folded, and now there is a national one. But like, put it this way, it was rushed so much that like the teams don't even have logos yet. They're just going with like abbreviations right now for this season.
Yeah, well, hopefully it takes off. I mean, I think that there's some really fantastic talent in women's hockey, and now hopefully they'll get their shot to kind of
make some money on the side.
Yeah, I mean, it'll be interesting to see what they do as far as monetization of all of this, because obviously the Chell is the big cheese, and that's a men's league, and you just simply can't have women in the men's league. They would get absolutely murdered out on the
well, just even then, like, it's just people aren't going to seek it out as much. Like, they're going to seek out college hockey before even like women's college hockey, which is growing here in Minnesota and like the states like Michigan and Boston, for example. It's more easily accessible, but yeah, it's tough. So honestly, what they have to do is just start like shoving it into our faces. Live YouTube stream, live Twitch streams, live X, like they need to literally throw it everywhere and hope that like they can leverage some of their numbers to get some preliminary sponsors, and then just grow, like every social media account, like every social media brand these days. That's what they're gonna have to do. Shane saying, I used to watch Big Brother but haven't seen it in years. For me, Big Brother, it's too cheesy, man. Whereas like Survivor is a little cheesy, but they're still like in the fucking jungle surviving, right? Like Big Brother, it's just one of those. Like,
it's just drama.
It took 5 times for Boston Rob to play Survivor to win, and I still convinced that like the producers gave him a pretty easy path to victory in his last season or second to last season with Survivor. He went and won Big Brother twice. Like, enough said, dude. This guy's a reality show machine. I haven't seen the new South Park yet. The second last episode came out with South Park joining the Pandaverse. I think it's a parody of Spider-Man Enters the Spider-Verse. Yeah, I've only watched the first episode of the new South Park season. I'll probably binge them once it's done. Honestly, once the last one comes out. It's still good, Kyle. South Park, it's still crushing it.
Those guys are just super creative, and for how long that they've been around, like I honestly can't believe they haven't gotten canceled with this whole cancel culture thing that's gone on. Like
they are the exception. Well, and that's the thing. If their network loses them, they're done, right? Like they pretty much have, what is it, Comedy Central or God, what's the network? Anyways, regardless of it, they have that network wrapped around their finger. Like they are that network. So
yeah, totally.
And season 5 and 6 of Kenny vs. Spenny, Matt and Trey were on as producers. That's when Matt and Trey were behind some of the more fucked up ones, like the who can 69 the longest, who can blow the biggest fart. Like those were Matt and Trey.
They're beautiful.
Yeah.
Masterpieces, Canadian historic television.
Kenny Hotz is actually a writer on season 5 of South Park, although he admits like they didn't take any of my shit and I was let go after the season, but he's like, I was still there. Shane said, I haven't seen the new South Park yet. Okay, no, we already talked about that one. Are you guys? No, we're just really good friends, dude. Like I said, I don't have a blood brother, but Kyle is the closest thing.
Yeah, we consider each other family.
JK, sup, boys? What's up, JK? Happy New Year, buddy. Hey, continue with your good stream, Hockey from Home. Thank you so much.
See ya.
New Year, so all bets are forgiven from last year, and now it's a new slate, trying to have the highest pick percentage ever made. Let's go.
That's one hell of a resolution, dude.
He told me he's a Knights fan, guys. He's from Vegas. Well, we're gonna just pretend he's a Flames fan here, because we don't take kindly to them Knights fans around here in Canada. A good guys stream. I got to go head out for a bit. Hey, keep up the great work. Kyle, no joke, pick him, like, was it 4-5 months now that he's been on YouTube? I think I've been subscribed, like, since he was at, like, 125, 200 subs. He's almost at 1,000. He literally streams multiple times a day, all events. Like, he was up for Rizin, dude. Only the OGs stay up for Rizin. So, like, yeah, this guy's fucking crushing it,
man. So good on you. And
he doesn't even drink much coffee. It's crazy. I drink, like my New Year's resolution is stop drinking 4 liters a day and only drink 2. And that's still fucked up.
That's a good resolution too.
I feel like I'm gonna have a heart attack sometimes, dude. I wish we would have high school hockey. I know at least it's growing in Florida with the success of the Tampa Bay Lightning, with the Florida Panthers set up to be good for the next few years.
I miss Chucky.
Yeah, I mean, Matthew Tkachuk's an absolute beast. He hasn't been having like a monster season this year, but like he's still one of the best players. Reinhardt though has been having a good season for Florida, but no, I hope it continues to grow, man. And like again, the Tampa Bay area has really started to boom, but it's one of those things where like once they get bad and go through then there's going to be like no one's going to care. But hopefully the Panthers will carry the Florida fans and high school hockey will be able to grow as a result.
Yeah.
My friend told me to make a Calgary channel, but I'm from Vegas. I'm a Vegas fan. Oh, God damn it. All right, well, we still love you.
Fair enough.
Hernan, good to see you, buddy. Happy to see you too. South Park's on Paramount Plus in Canada. It's on Paramount. Wait, no, it's on HBO here in the States, or Max now that they call it. I think the new South Park makes fun of Prime. Like Amazon Prime. They can I think they've made fun of Jeff Bezos a few times as well.
How could you not, really?
Poor Kyle can't even get a single word in. Happy New Year, Reaper Jones. Like I said, Kyle, Reaper Jones was on towards the end of the stream. Just fast forward to the end, and again, he was carrying the show, man. And he was a few seconds ahead of me too, so he was the one who like announced when shit was going down.
Oh, nice. Well, it's super cool that we've got some people that are involved in the community jumping on and helping us out with the live streams. It's wicked.
Oh,
like Logan Paul Prime. Got you.
Have you tried that shit yet, Kyle?
No. Haven't. My nephew loves it though. He collects the bottles.
That's crazy. That's what I hear. Well, I guess that is Logan Paul. Well, I guess the Paul brothers fan base are the youths, right? So
yeah.
At one point in the
they're kind of like close to our age, really.
Yeah, they're a few years younger than us.
Yeah.
Which is kind of fucked.
Yeah, and one of them, the badasser of the two.
I hate him.
Paul is
he beat Anderson Silva, dude. I hate him. He beat Anderson Silva in a boxing match. Yeah. That's crazy. Now, Silva was 57 years old, but
yeah.
Reaper saying that drink is ass.
I haven't tried it, so I can't say anything about it.
Ooh, Howard, have you tried the chocolate, Shane? Mr. Beast's chocolate, Feastables chocolate for Christmas.
Mr.
I haven't
Beast
tried the
has, like,
chocolate.
literally everything. Like, that dude is just a business genius.
Yeah, it's crazy. He's worth so much money yet has zero in the bank because he keeps spending it on new videos. I haven't caught up on the last few, but I watched the last one where he was in. Oh no, actually I have. I watched one where he was buried alive for 7 days.
Really?
Like he went full Chris Angel up in this mouth.
What a nutcase. I can't believe that guy doesn't have anything in the bank. Like, he just reinvests all of it. I
he
get
probably has a
why
little
he
bit.
does it, but it's like, you should maybe just, like, bank a bill.
I think he has some banked. He has talked on his podcast when he was a little bit younger. And again, he's still so young. He's like 25 or 26. But when he was like 22, 23, how he like went through a phase where he was just like buying like Gucci tracksuits and like just like spending. And then he got robbed. And he said the dumbest shit was like they took like the Gucci tracksuits, they stole like my silk blankets, like all this, my TV, but his laptop was open with his crypto account password that he said he had like millions in crypto. And he's like, the motherfucker didn't even, he said you probably stole, did he say stole the laptop or a different laptop, but didn't like hack his crypto or get into his crypto account? And I was like, that's crazy. So he's like, after that, he's like, I'm just going to live a little bit more modestly and down the road, I'll start cashing in, right?
Fair enough. Still young.
Mr. Beast JL. What's up, JL? One of our exclusive members as well. JL actually stayed up for quite a bit of the Rising card as well.
You guys are champions.
He's the more saint. He's more of a saint than the Paul brothers. Yeah, Mr. Beast.
Yeah, totally.
No, I haven't tried the cookies, just the chocolate, just the cookies. Shane, well, you buy like chocolate bars. You have a chocolate bar a day, Shane. So I think you should probably go to Walmart and hit up the Mr. Beast section. He probably has his own section there. Mr. Beast has about 500 million according to Google. Yeah, but he's every time like he even talks about he like reinvests it. So like I'm sure he's got a few mil in the bank, but I'm sure like his mom, you know, he's taking care of his mom, and anything he said anything she asked for she gets. So like that's probably where a lot of his money's going right now. I'm sure his brother, though he has his gaming channel, is probably reaping the benefits of it as well. What I do love about Mr. Beast is his dad left them when they were super young, Kyle. So very much like single mother raised them, and his dad like he hasn't got into it too much, and he's very like stern and like, look, I don't want to talk about him. Like, but apparently his dad tried to come back into his life, and without saying it, he said like I basically was just like, motherfuck you, like you ain't getting a dime of this shit.
I mean, his dad's probably only there for the dollar value.
Oh, same with like Joe Rogan's dad, who tried to get back in his life later. What's up? Speaking of Joe Rogan, we got Joe Hogan in the live chat. Yes, Joe Hogan was up until about 12 of 17. Joe Hogan was with us as well.
Wow.
Shane, I've even seen them at the Nanaimo Walmart. I don't think they're in like the chocolate section, but they have like little kiosks that pop up every now and then. But they sell out so quickly, I'm pretty sure. Reaper Jones might try it. There you go.
Worth a shot.
All right, before we get into Kyle taking the floor here, and I'll stop talking, Irish Animal. Let's quickly just talk about the Rising card here, guys, because I know we got a few of you guys who joined us throughout the card. I'm going to eat crow in some of my picks, and look, I was so confident going into this card, but that's Japanese MMA. I mean, our boy Hank the Tank, he rage quit for a bit, and then he came back. He was like, motherfuck this league, but I still love it. I can't believe that out of all the cards to bet on, I actually bet on this one and got absolutely cooked. I'm rarely betting. I can't say I'm never going to bet on Japanese MMA again because I just love it too much not to, and it's absolute chaos. But here it is, guys. I crumpled it up in rage, but there it is. There's my confessions. I did not do good on this card, but I did good on picks that people were
on there.
Yeah, I did do good on bouts that people were ridiculing me for, like the Archuleta one. I knew Asakura was going to counter him. Well, actually, I knew that was his path to victory. But as soon as I heard that Juan was having weight issues and was sick, I was like, easy money. And I got him at plus 100 before he became the favorite at minus 185. So happy with that. Just single money line bet. That one was good. Horiguchi, I mean, I knew he was going to win. I did not think he was going to out-grapple the young Shinryu, who's massive for 125. Kleber, I thought he'd get the submission sooner, but I did not think he'd stand and strike with his boy, but I knew that one was going to Get it? Yeah, man. Though, despite that was an awesome fight. That was one of my underdog picks, Kyle, that did not go through. Two kickboxers making their MMA debut, and they just slugged it out, dude.
I love
Ren
that
here.
kind of battle.
Oh, yeah. Ren Hiramoto getting the better of him. So, yeah, man. Again, it went decision, but I knew Ren Hiramoto was going to win. And Ren's younger brother, too. He was an underdog that I didn't take in the first bout. Yushi Sakura looked awful. And shout out to Ren's little brother. He crushed it as well. Two 17-year-olds went at it, Kyle. The two youngest fighters that Rizin has ever employed. They went at it, and Tenshin Nazukawa, he's like a very famous kickboxer in Japan. He actually fought Floyd Mayweather in boxing on a Rizin card as an exhibition match. He's 26-year-old superstar in Japan. His younger brother 2 weeks ago fought in a Rise Kickboxing, which is an awesome kickboxing promotion under the K1 banner. He won a fight 2 weeks ago, and Sakibara-san, the CEO of Rizin, he was there ringside, and he straight up like called him. He was like, "I want to be part of Rizin. I want to fight MMA." And he's like, "How about in 2 weeks on the New Year's show?" So he answered the bell 2 weeks later against a regional Korean kickboxer, this lanky freaking Jacob Collins from Trailer Park Boys looking motherfucker. He freaking actually looked pretty good against Tenshin's younger brother, but that was a good one. I knew Nasukura was going to win. Not Nasukawa, my apology, was going to win. So we won that one. We did good on the Shinotsuka minus 300. Suguru Ni, which again, for those of you who haven't watched the video on our channel, the PFL's a joke. Here's why. Our boy Suguru Ni, who broke his high school buddy's orbital bone and then kicked him in the face in his last Rizin event, the king of Pancrase, he cashed at plus 100 with the overhand right. Anpo, again, two kickboxers going at it. He got out MMA'd. Disappointed to see him lose. That was another underdog I thought was going to win. Joe O'Rai, who was a minus 340 favorite on the card, Kyle, he lost, and he got beaten up, man. And I thought that one was easy money. I found out after that he fought 2 weeks ago and took this fight on short notice, and it was like a war 2 weeks ago that he won. 11 fight win streak. He was that was on the line too coming really into this shitty one. Yeah. So that one was hard to watch. Igor Tanabe used to be a heavyweight, now a welterweight. So that's heavyweight to 170 pounds. Big, tall, half Brazilian, half Japanese fighter. Really good at jiu-jitsu. Made easy work of the former UFC fighter, Anzai. I sprinkled a little bit on Anzai at plus 950, just in case, he got like the crazy upset. I didn't expect him to win. So Tanabe got it for us. Kotamura lost his fight. He was a favorite as well. I did say his opponent at Cozy, anyways, at plus 175 wasn't a bad underdog. And Cozy actually employed some MMA in that one. Again, a lot of kickboxers with like custom rules making their debuts in MMA on this card as well. Shinobu Ota, the wrestler, versus our boy Azizawa. Quickly, Kyle, Azizawa, he's a kickboxer. He's not an MMA fighter. He's not even that great, but he puts on a show to the Japanese. He's got like tattoos under his eyes. And like in Japan, that's like very taboo. And he beat in Osaka, the hometown boy, in a kickboxing match, and then just battle rapped over his like half dead body in the ring, ripping the audience. Like, and he rapped his way to the ring in the most terrible acapella rap I've ever heard. No. So we were rooting for him, and he came out in UFC shorts too, which was hilarious. UFC Venom shorts, just total troll job. He actually got put to sleep in a Darce choke, and then Ota lets him go because he's out. He comes to, the ref doesn't end the fight, and then Ota knocks him out. So he was literally asleep twice via submission and then knockout in like 5 seconds. So poor guy. But Ota was the minus 1,500 favorite, former silver medalist in the Olympics. Finally, his record looks a little bit better for Rizin now that he's 5-3. Yuki Motoya, again, a disappointment there. He looked so good last year. He knocked someone out with his knee last New Year's Eve. And coming in against Morales, the former UFC fighter who actually, I underestimated him. He put on a boxing clinic. Kyle, this is one that I circled for you if you want to go back and watch the event on my Fight TV account. This one you'll absolutely love. He put on a boxing clinic against more of a grappler in Motoya, but I picked Motoya quite confidently because he's like deemed the UFC killer because he's beaten Alan Nascimento, who's a really good UFC fighter. Justin Scoggins, who's a former UFC guy, has gone the distance with a few others. He was 3-1 against Americans. Now he's 3-2 because he lost quite handily. And he was 3-2 going up against ex and former UFC fighters. So, and he looked so good in his last fight, but he looked awful in the stand-up. Shout out to Morales there. He looked unbelievable. And anyone who got him as the underdog at plus 115 or higher, like, shout out to you guys. That was an absolute demolishing. A few more here, Kyle. Then, like I said, I'll hand it over to you. John Dodson, man, former Ultimate Fighter winner, former UFC fighter. He was on a win streak, 4-fight win streak in MMA. He's the bare knuckle FC champion right now. This was a title eliminator. He was going up against Mini Saku, who's been on the Ultimate Fighter before, and he just got out wrestled. And I think the threat of the takedown really fucked with his head early as he was blitzing and landing more damage. As you can see, he actually cut Ogikubo early in the fight, but he got out wrestled. He got out ground and pounded, and too little too late in the third. So sucks to see Dodson lose, but hopefully we see the rematch with him and Horiguchi and Rizin before he hangs him up, because he is 39 years of age, despite him coming out with his Ninja Turtles team looking like he was in good shape. Our heavyweight Sidario, my heavyweight lock, who I was saying if he gets another win, he's going to go to the UFC, kicked in the face, dude. Kicked in the motherfucking face. Knocked the fuck out. Anybody who picked Ueda, shout out to you. That was unbelievable. We cashed easy on Seki Izawa going up against the 50-year-old who trains out of Toronto, but this was her last swan song. 6-8 fighter going up against an 11-0 under 25-year-old fighter, Kyle. This was just bad matchmaking. But apparently, Yamamoto, she was a legend in Japan despite like not having a winning record. And that's what's different about the Japanese and us here in North America is you need to win here to gain our love. In Japan, as long as you put on exciting fights or just like loving to the community and a character, the Japanese will support you. So they had like a whole ceremony for her. Again, a 6-8 fighter who's 50 years old. Does train out of Toronto, though, and was repping the Canadian Maple Leaf Honor.
Still to be, like, fighting professionally at 50 years old, that's like, that's like Ken Shamrock vibes.
Yeah, and we'll get back to the live chat here in a sec, guys. I'm just going to finish I'm just eating crow on this one. I'm putting all my cards out on the table, showing you guys, like, these are my picks. This is where I was wrong. So who do we have next? The Yaman, obviously. I lost on that one, but we won on that one because Ren Hiramoto actually looked pretty good employing the mixed martial arts, something that I was super critical of. And Yaman, win or lose, he's one of those guys, Kyle, he can have a losing record in mixed martial arts. He was making his debut in mixed martial arts. He's a 14-4 kickboxer. He came in and just like left it all out there. And he was, and another thing, he was bawling after his loss. Because in Japan, if you lose a fight like that brings dishonor to your coach and family. Like, that is a real thing there. So, like, a lot of these guys who lost wars or who got submitted or knocked out were, like, bawling, like, so sad after these fights, which was crazy. Like, a good display of respect. They shook the hand of their opponent and whatnot, but it was bad. And she was a 3-time gold medalist, too. There you go, AJ. Yeah, absolutely. And it was cool to see that she trained out of Toronto for a lot of her career as well. Almost done here, guys. Kleber Quike Ertz. People were saying that the former champ Sato was going to beat him. Sato looked okay, but Ertz absolutely, put on a clinic there. Looked confident on his feet. Was talking. Go what, bitch? And actually, Ertz choked him out and let it go. As he was choking him out, he was still talking shit, and the ref didn't end it. He let him go half dead there on the ground. Sato was okay though, but. And Ertz, he's one win away from fighting Suzuki for the title again, if Suzuki defends against his opponent. Kai Asakura, we cashed, baby. Plus 100 I got him at. Juan Archuleta, like I said, 8 fights into the show, and we still didn't know if Juan was going to be fighting yet. 8 hours into the show. Shout out to Japan, 1 hour before it started, he made weight. He came out, threw caution to the wind, was throwing like a crazy man, and got caught in one of his entries. So Asakura is the new champion, and Asakura said that there's nothing else for him to really prove in Rizin. Sure, he maybe can fight Horiguchi again down the road and avenge that loss, but he wants to go to the UFC. So we might see another young, talented, 2-time Rizin champion in the UFC soon. And speaking of Horiguchi, the former UFC fighter, he only lost to Demetrius Johnson in the UFC. He went 7-1 in the UFC. He's gone 14-2, I believe, in Rizin. He's fought in Bellator. Dude, he's the 2-time Shuto Japan winner, 2-time bantamweight Rizin champion, Rizin Grand Prix champion, and Bellator champion. And now he's the new flyweight Rizin champion. He went up against the former Deep and Cage Fury FC young gun. He's 23 years old. Look, Shinryu, he's got a lot of developing still left in his career ahead, but he's very, very talented. I knew Horiguchi was going to win. Minus 285 is what I got him at, and that was an easy money line bet. He got him out in the second round, I believe. And what was cool about that one, Kyle, is this young guy is a very good grappler, and he's massive. He's massive for the weight division, and Horiguchi's always been small. He kind of looks like Demetrius Johnson as far as his frame goes. Yeah. And Horiguchi out-grappled him. He's like, this is how you want to do it? Okay, so on the feet, Horiguchi knocked him down, and then he's like, you want to play grappling now? Let's go. And he got him in the rear naked choke, and again, young Shirinyu was very, very upset after, but Horiguchi, went and comforted him. And then Horiguchi, with the belt and trophy in hand, proposed to his beautiful fiance, and that was cool to see as well. So anyways, folks, I went 9-8 to my predictions. Thank goodness I came out on top on my betting. I won 10. I came out with $10 above. All right. So it's a little something. And all my parlays lost, but the money line underdogs saved me. And finished above 500. So there we go. That's it.
Epic, dude. I can't believe it.
All right, let's get to a couple of these comments, and then we'll get to your portion of this show, your segment, which I cannot wait to hear more about your new. I'm just going to call it your show, your live streams, and your content. But let's go.
I'm going to go and get another shine on. I'll be right back.
Do it up. Both of us got cooked. Yeah, man. Siguruni brings out a killer KO on the prelims. McGregor Chandler, April 29, Las Vegas, 185. Who do you think is going to win, Irish Animal? Rusi end up as a lol cow on that card. Should have been saving his oxygen for the MMA bout instead of singing down the runway. I know, dude. I love Asizawa, though. I love Asizawa. Big Dick City. What is up, AJ? And Covert Bets, guys. Let's get him to 100 subs. Let's get him to 100 subs. We're over 60 subs now. Come on, guys. Go subscribe to Covert Bets, making daily content, unbelievable shorts. Oh, beautiful sound there. You know what? I might as well crack one here too in a sec. I'll take a break here. Just like, how do you go live? I want to go live. We use a program called StreamYard, but if you need help, I literally do that as my day job. I do YouTube and streaming and media consulting. So hit me up. My email is in the about section of this channel, and we'll talk. HHCO. Always looking for some more clients and people to help out coming in the new year. We might need a link to subscribe. Okay, I'll hit you up with the link in the live chat here. And with that, Kyle, I will hand the floor over to you. Okay,
but before, so there's something I want to say. So a lot of people that are in the live chat are talking about McGregor's comeback here. What does everybody think is going to happen with this guy? Do you think that? Do you think he has a chance to kind of keep going in the UFC and just like? Or is he just Mr. Moneybags? Is he going to leave after this kind of fight? Like, what's your predictions? Because I have a feeling that that Mayweather is probably not going to keep fighting for too long.
So Manny Pacquiao and Mayweather announced as a boxing match that Rizin is going to hold under their banner next year, which is I feel like the
Pacquiao and McGregor are going to fight.
No, Manny Pacquiao and Floyd Mayweather are going to fight in Rizin.
Oh, Mayweather. Okay. Fuck, that'd be a good bout, dude.
But like it happened 10 years too late already. But no, Michael Chandler is going to be fighting McGregor, and they're going to be fighting at 185, which honestly, they were the ones doing the Ultimate Fighter together. And we got in our live chat here, Covert saying, I hope McGregor beats Chandler for laughs. Look, in a USADA-less UFC, where both these guys can quite possibly have a little TRT, or at the very least EP, like beyond the EPO. McGregor's going to be big, but I think Chandler still takes it. Now, if McGregor beats him, that's straight jokes, because Chandler, he's getting older, Kyle, and he's been pretty much sitting out this whole year waiting for that big money fight in McGregor. So if McGregor does beat him, like, holy fuck, poor Chandler, because he just wasted a whole year.
Well, what a crazy situation that'll be. Like, if McGregor... I mean, that guy's been bulking up so much over the last little while, like, and with the whole leg break thing. don't quote me on this. I don't know if he's fought since he broke his leg. That was a Dustin Poirier fight, wasn't it?
Yep.
So I'm interested to see how he looks when he comes back.
It's been a while, dude. I'm on an island where like I really don't give that much of a shit. But that's just because like I follow all these other leagues and fighters.
Well, McGregor isn't the be all and end all of the MMA world anymore, right? Like
no.
He's still certainly like one of the major faces of the UFC and probably will be for some time to come just because of the attitude and the showmanship that he brings to the fight community. But I think that, there's some stars in all of these leagues that are going to end up shining in the UFC eventually.
Dude, there's so many great young stars coming in the UFC and like we could make a whole tier list and maybe I will. If I'm bored one of these days, because this week is a little bit slower for mixed martial arts, but we have Cage Fury FC this weekend, and then next weekend, prior to the UFC Fight Night event, there's LFA and a few others. Funkmaster trying to take credit for my pick. I picked him to win.
I saw that JD is in the chat. What's up, JD? Happy New Year, buddy.
Happy New Year, JD. JD, actually, we got to give him some credit. He helped us out early getting our channel going and was on one of our early podcast episodes. So shout out to you, JD.
Check out his YouTube channel too. He's got some pretty great content on his channel as well.
Dude, what I love about JD's channel, it's like it's not like ours, but it is in the sense that like JD's channel is whatever JD wants to post, And it comes in waves, and I like that about JD's channel. Like I'm into cycling as well. Obviously not as hardcore as JD. He's like the real cycler. But I really like want to start doing streams like he does. A, for exercise, and B, just to like talk to you guys while I'm dying there. I got to get a station, like a little stationary setup for my bike too, because it's way too cold to freaking. It finally snowed, Kyle. For the first last night was the night New Year's Eve. In poetic fashion was the first night it snowed and stuck here in Minnesota.
What's the temp in Minnesota right now?
It's damn cold. I'm on like 35 Fahrenheit. So what is that?
So it'd be like minus 30 then. Or no, 35 Fahrenheit. 32 is 0. So you're like minus 2 there. Yeah,
so it's not super cold, but the roads are pretty icy last night.
Yeah, I think we're sitting at like plus 7.
Parker Porter's Fight of the Year in 2023. I don't think Kyle knows who Parker Porter is. One sec.
I don't.
I'm literally going to show you. Click the link in this little private chat here, and we'll have your little reaction to him. So this is Parker Porter. He got his brown belt in jiu-jitsu this year. Let's go.
Oh, geez. Okay.
He's the GOAT, dude. He's the GOAT.
Well, I have to see some of his fights based just on his picture alone. I can't really judge the guy because there's been some fighters that look a lot like him that do really, really well.
To Roy Nelson.
Yeah, exactly.
For some reason, biking hurts my knees, but running doesn't. That's back ass word, Shane.
I think the reason for that is you're standing upright, Shane, when you're running. And with the bike, it puts a little bit more tension on your knees because your knees are always at that 90-degree angle.
It's supposed to be better for your knees, though, because you're not crushing, you're smashing pavement, right? Or like in this case, Shane, it's a treadmill, but still, right? So it's less impact. I just think you gotta, Shane, you just have to raise your fucking seat, dude. I think your legs aren't extended. No, honestly, and I actually my knees were getting sore when I was and that's just, I don't know why. Maybe it was just a bad habit, and I didn't get used to riding with how I should have been with extending my legs a little bit more as I went. But JD, he's the expert. So, I mean, Kyle and I were like,
so feel free to chime in, JD. You can tell us a little bit more about your biking knowledge, as we are not professionals.
And JD, anytime you want to jump on these streams and promote your channel and talk about what you're up to, buddy, we're more than happy to have you. Kyle and I are going to be doing more just general streams like this year. That's why I put the little number 1 in the profile picture. We're going to continue this series. We'll obviously continue the membership streams as well every Monday. But what else do we got? We got Fight Companion streams, obviously, but Kyle's starting his own series. So I'll hand the floor over to you, man.
Well, there's lots to come. Had some kind of like brilliant ideas over the last little while. I say they're brilliant, but they've been thought of by many others before myself, so they're not original. But I was watching a bunch of barber ASMR stuff, and it just so happens that my brother Colby is a barber, and we have a shop that we can use to film these. So if you're ever into just having that relaxing video to watch where you're getting the clippers and the scissors and all that kind of stuff buzzing and clipping and sizzing, then
Rizin and sizzing, baby.
Check these out. Yeah, we're sizzing TM. we're gonna trademark that one, but yeah, there will be some of that stuff coming out. In fact, we filmed one yesterday, which was a learning experience. So there will be some of that kind of stuff coming out. Obviously, I've been doing a little bit of the photography thing lately, product photography for businesses. I'm trying to create a little bit of a side stream for myself, and I really, really enjoy doing the photography thing. So doing product photography for local businesses, trying to support the people that support our local economy is what I'm trying to do, and partnerships are fun. So for me, it's just a really good time, and if it leads to a little bit of cash in hand, then awesome. On top of that, I'll probably be doing some editing videos where I show you how I edit my photos. Most of my photo editing is pretty simple, and I'm not a pro by any stretch, but I can show you kind of how my workflow is. And then I'm hoping that when I get a little bit more inspiration, as you can see, I've got guitar amps and some records there. So hopefully this year I'll get enough inspiration that I can start recording again. I do have a few more songs that are coming out, but my drummer has had a serious concussion, and he's been basically off for about 6 or 7 months and just hasn't even been able to play the drums. So once he is back to being sorted, we will be dropping 3 new songs and releasing the entire Mudge album 2 on all of the platforms. So that's to come. And then, of course, I will probably be jumping on some live streams with Isha, and we'll be repping some MMA live streams together in the near future. So that's kind of the plan. And with that, I think we can probably premiere this video and show you guys what I was doing yesterday. This is only kind of part of what we did, but it's almost like an advertisement for Four Crows Barber and Shave Company in Nanaimo. That's where I go to get my haircut. That's where my brother works, and we are friends with the owner, so we thought we'd show him some love on our YouTube channel. So here's the video.
Here we go. Oops. You do it. Here, I can even make it full screen. Fuck yeah, dude. That was awesome. That was awesome. So Kyle just made that, ladies and gentlemen. That's what you were talking about in the opening portion of the segment, what you were busy with the other day.
Yeah. I spent not all day yesterday, but a good portion of the day doing that yesterday with my brother. So that is Colby. He's going to be joining us on the channel as well with a little bit of his barbering content he's going to help me create. So essentially, I am just going to be filming everything and producing it, and he is the talent. So we're going to showcase what he does. We might even do some barbering lessons on here where he shows you how to recreate a sick fade for all your buddies. And so that's basically our Four Crows advertisement, and we're really happy to be working together on that. So if you want to check Colby out, you can look him up on YouTube at The Cranky Barber, and that's his channel. So he's got a bunch of stuff, including travel videos. He lived in Prague as a barber at a Canadian barbershop in Prague, believe it or not. He did that for about 9 months. And now he is back in Canada living on beautiful Vancouver Island in Nanaimo.
Kyle, your sister's in the chat saying, "What's up?"
What's up? Hey, hello, sister. Happy New Year.
Shane's saying, Shane went there. I went there once to ask if they had any Head and Shoulders shampoo. They didn't. Shane, come on. You're asking them if they have Walmart fucking shampoo? Come on.
No,
now.
They won't have any of that, dude. Yeah, you definitely got to go to one of the big stores for that. But they do have beard oils. Right here is one of the beard oils that they carry. This is awesome. It's actually aged in oak barrels. It smells unbelievably good.
Don't drink it like the barrel-aged beers, guys. Don't drink it like the barrel-aged beers.
It doesn't have the same flavor. You can also get shave creams. You can also get, this is a local company, the Bohemian Soap Company, and it smells unbelievable. You got to get yourself a bar of this. You can also order it. It
smells like tobacco?
It's tobacco scented, but it's like,
oh my goodness.
Of course, it's not going to focus now.
It did there a sec. It just likes your face too much. That's all.
It's so good. So there's that as well. They also sell these guys. So if you want to have yourself a barber style shave with one of those old fashioned shaving cream brushes,
I have one. That's what I use.
They're great quality and super soft on your skin.
Good for your skin, guys. Good for your skin.
Totally recommend that. And you can go and get yourself this. They have all sorts of other products. So if you watch that video again, you can see when the cabinet opens up, there is a pile of stuff that they have in there, and that's not even half of what they have. So in some of our future product photography videos, I will be representing some of those companies and just taking some photos of those and editing it and showing you the process. We might even do some live stream actual haircuts as well. So if you're ever interested in just hanging out, watching a dude get his haircut by a professional barber, check it out.
So our friend Denial saying, still waiting on the advice for the best angle to show the ladies my girth. What's good?
You got to come from below so it looks bigger.
Can these products be used on my basement beard? Absolutely. Just be careful, because if you nick yourself, it's worse than with Gillette. That's all I'm saying. And yeah, Funkmaster, I picked Horiguchi to win. I didn't pick Kota to win. I said his only path to victory was if he outmuscled him, and he tried, but and he's got some talent, but no, man, Horiguchi's too good, baby. We both, I didn't win a lot of money with that money line, but that I did bet on that money line pick. All right, Kyle. So you've talked about what you were working on and some of just like the type of videos that you'll be posting, and that will be posted on our channel. We'll have more shorts, and like Kyle said, those the ASMR, just live streams and longer videos of collaborating with Colby. Talk about your streams that you're going to be regularly diving into, and that's why I kind of labeled it as a show, because it's going to be regular. You said that even like the cadence will start to be regular. It might be like a certain night a week or a couple times a month. So again, I don't want to speak on your behalf because I'm interested as well. So what do you got coming up as far as your new live stream show?
Basically, I'm going to be setting up. So in this office here, I will be utilizing this with my photography stuff. So I will probably be setting up some product photography in here and just showing you how you can do some of that at home with minimal equipment. You don't need a crazy camera. You don't need a lot of talent either. You can do something called spray and pray, where you just take a whole pile of photos and you learn as you go, and hopefully you get something good. And I pretty much guarantee you that you will get something good out of these videos. And if you try any of this at home, you will get some good photos. That's how you learn, is just really practicing your craft. So there will be some live streams on that. I'm going to do some live streams where I'm editing photos and answering your questions, and we can kind of talk photography if any of you guys are interested in photography as a whole. And probably will set up some live stream recording stuff at some point too. As a musician, inspiration comes and goes. And when it does, I can set up and I can do some live streams where I'm actually recording songs here on StreamYard, and I can show you my process when I'm doing that.
Bro, you should do some couch concerts. Like, set up your shit and literally like perform, 3 or 4 songs from your album, pump your albums, and then maybe like for donos, shout out to Leli, by the way. Thank you so much for the $2. Happy New Year, everyone. Leli with love, of course. Maybe you can do like, dono requests for, and maybe even post like a list of songs. Like, here are covers I know. Dono request for like an encore or something like that. You can get creative.
I'd be open to that. I mean, I haven't done any live concerts in a while, and it would be kind of nice to showcase that kind of stuff. If anybody has any interest in that, it's certainly something we can do. And we're open to suggestions. I mean, our channel is very much kind of free. It's free reign. We do whatever we want on here. So if there's some stuff that any of you guys or girls as viewers want to see, we can accommodate. It's certainly something that when we made this channel, we designed it so that we could do what we wanted and do what we love. And obviously with Isha, he loves the MMA content, and it seems that you guys are absolutely loving that too. And I really quite enjoy making vlogs and the creativity that's behind all of that. So this is just a passion project for both of us. And my brother's getting involved too. He loves all this kind of stuff as well. So we're happy to have the help there. And hopefully you find something you like on our channel. Obviously, the people that are here in the chat have found something they enjoy. So thank you for being here.
Yeah, shout out to you guys. Yeah, dude. I mean, that's pretty much it for what we had planned here. So if you guys want to carry us a little bit longer with some comments, keep them coming. We'll address them. I'm just going to bring up our channel here on screen so we can just show you guys like literally some of the playlists for content that's easy to find. And yeah, we'll add a few more minutes here with you guys in the live chat. But dude, I'm just so stoked for, like I said, Kyle took a little bit of a break while I was just like going ham doing MMA stuff, and it's cool that you found your creative vibe here again, dude. Because it's weird not doing vlogs like together, like how we started the channel, but for the most part, you've kicked it into overdrive with your editing skills in the last year, so it's awesome. So here, again, this series will always live on. We went hardcore with it when we started the channel, and actually got some of our highest viewed videos were our one take sessions. It's just one of those things where it's like we didn't just want it to be Kyle and myself here. And I mean, shout out to our boy as well, Louis, who jumped on a few. Same with From the Earth. But we got a lot of From the Earth content too, and that's pretty much like all the content we had. So we're always looking to connect with other musicians. Obviously,
Absolutely.
Not everyone subscribed to the channels from Vancouver Island or Minnesota, but we can divide and conquer now here, Kyle, in the sense that if there are any local musicians in lower mainland too, Vancouver area, British Columbia, even Washington, hit up
Absolutely.
Kyle, man, because if it's worth it, this is a project that we'd love to do with you guys. And if you guys want to go above and beyond, I mean, Kyle, like you said, this is his side gig now. Maybe he can, put a package together and help you guys out.
The whole background too, I just want to add, is basically we want to showcase local or even international musicians. If you're coming through on a tour, or you've got a show booked, or you're traveling, whatever, we can set it up, bring an acoustic guitar. We'll set you up in a beautiful location just like this one. And we will record a one take session and post it on the channel just to kind of give you a little bit of a boost for your tour. For instance, we had a fella that had reached out a while back asking if he could come on because he was touring through the the city. It just didn't work with scheduling, so we didn't actually end up making that happen. But that option is available. So like Isha said, we're kind of covering Vancouver Island, the lower mainland, even parts of Washington, and obviously Isha is in Minnesota and can also help out any of the musicians down there. So feel free to reach out to us.
Oh, absolutely, guys. We need to get a stream lab for Kyle like yours. So Kyle's like his studio and his lab's coming together, which is awesome. Which is another reason why it's taken a little bit for Kyle to get into streaming stuff, because again, you went from the farm to now an actual house and you have an office to do this. So,
dude, I don't even have a chair. Do you know what I'm sitting on?
That sounds like a you issue.
This is a guitar amp.
Yeah.
So that is going to come too. I will end up having a chair, but yeah, things are starting to come together with my little studio here. So as Isha said, there will be a lot more of that kind of live stream content coming through.
Another strand of our channel's fishing content. You and Tim, you and Jen. I mean, one of our highest viewed videos as well is the Moonshine Rods Drifter 2 review. And then was it not in this one where you guys saw the little bear?
Yeah, there was. We were literally right across the river from a bear that actually, I think it falls into the water in that video.
Dude, yeah, you got some awesome footage of it.
So yeah, there's fishing content, there's tarantula content. Tim has a collection of about 30 tarantulas at his house. There's been some changes with Tim, so he's actually going to be moving up to Campbell River here soon. But that doesn't mean we can't continue some of that content as I travel up there to visit him. So Tim will still be a regular on the channel. And if you watch the brewery tour that we just completed a little while ago, he was also on that as well and was kind enough to purchase some beers for us to drink. So that was fun.
I love how our first brewery, we stop at Hoy and he's like, one of everything. We're like, Tim, we have like 7 more to go to. He's like, one of everything. I'm like, all right, let's go, baby.
Yeah.
Kyle also, again, our channel started off with us documenting and pretty much documenting Kyle's solo album. So we have a lot of OG videos here and videos of Kyle walking through his recording process. Kyle talked about the tarantula videos. Here we go. I know our boy Metallica fan, he hates spiders, so he's like, fuck that, not watching any of those. But Tim's an absolute savage. And these, what I love about these is they continue, they're not super highly viewed, but they continue to get views, which is cool because there are just those enthusiasts on YouTube. Obviously the beer and whiskey reviews, this is one of our favorites. Kyle just talked about it, and Kyle's going to be doing more of those moving forward on the island, and I will likely post most of mine on my second channel, but everything that Kyle posts as far as distilleries and stuff like that, like they will be here on this channel.
I have been linking up too with a few local distilleries, so I'm hoping to do some tours soon and some tastings. There's a lot of talent in that avenue on Vancouver Island. We got a couple local ones, like Isha has a video on there at White Sails. I'm going to be going back to White Sails as well and doing some stuff there. So there will be more of that kind of stuff. And obviously right now I'm drinking another local Vancouver Island brewery. This is Shine On by Hoyne, which you can find in a lot of the local stores. You might even be able to find them in Alberta and a few other places, but they're fantastic beers. So we will show you a little bit more of that and do some kind of pub crawls is what we call them in Alberta, but it's more brewery destination tours.
Sure. I didn't even know we were fighting on this one, but I've been dunked on again. Someone get this man a folding chair. Dude, I know. I literally was like, Kyle, like, look on Marketplace, you'll find a chair today, but
yeah, anything would be better.
Bougie taste.
It's so uncomfortable.
The Funk Master again. Shout out to all the support that you show us, man. We started off the show with the Funk Master's City Life song. Yeah, dude, Kyle is a huge fisherman, huge fly fisherman. I like fishing, but I more so like documenting Kyle and Tim's fishing adventures. And Tim, like, he's run fishing charters. Tim actually lived in North Minnesota for a while, I think, running like a fishing group in the summers. So we got to get Kyle and Tim out here to link up with Denal, because Denal's only an hour away from me in the cities here, Kyle.
Dude, we have a plan to meet in Minnesota at some time. So I would love to go fishing and go and rip some lips. That's one of my favorite pastimes. And I'm sure when I bring my fly rod down there, you'll be impressed about how many lips I actually do indeed rip.
There you go. Leela, again, thank you so much for the $2 donation. That one's going to Kyle. Kyle, buy yourself a Timmy's.
Yeah, I'll put it in my chair fund.
Yeah, yes, chair fund for Kyle. At least you're not sitting on a milk crate. Oh, them days living in New York. Yeah, I can imagine. Even back in the day, living in New York, all your money's going to rent. All your money's going to rent.
No doubt. Yeah, it's
Land
impressive.
of the 10,000 lakes. It's actually 11,852. I'm pretty sure because there's smaller lakes that don't count in the 10,000 count.
That's actually unreal. Lake country would be just so cool to live in. You probably have a lot of bass down there. I know in the States, bass is a big thing.
Walleye too.
We have smallmouth bass. I've caught walleye in Alberta and pike and muskie.
Ton of walleye here. It's awesome though. It's awesome. That's what I lived off of in the summer. Was my buddy's dad lives on a lake and literally walleye all day, every day. It was awesome.
Wicked.
But I know he was jonesing for some of that smoked salmon that we take for granted back home.
I love me my salmon.
Yeah, walleye is the state fish here for sure. I can't wait to go ice fishing now. It's like we only have a small window because literally everything is just freezing now. Like even in North Minnesota, like this has been a late winter. So instead of having like 4 months of like -30 Celsius, we'll probably only have 2, not even here. So hopefully I can get out for at least one session. But like again, my friend's dad who lives on the lake, he's like, yeah, this has been the worst like fall/winter ever. Cause usually I'm fishing right now and I can't even do that. So he's like, I'm bored as fuck.
Dude, I've lived in Alberta and just Canada in general for my entire friggin' life. And I've never once been ice fishing. Can you believe that? I lived in Calgary where it's -30 for like 4 months.
Yeah, well, you lived in the city, right? It's different if you lived like, friggin' outside of Calgary, then I'm sure you would have gone more. Brando, what's up? I got a smoker, man. I love smoked salmon. Some of the Indian candy, dude. They do it right. What's up, Brandor? Thank you so much for renewing your membership, Brandor. Again, Brandor's a BC boy, by the way. Kyle, we had Ice Viking in the chat here. He's also a BC boy. So, Kyle, if you're ever taking photos in Vancouver, link up with Brandor in the live chat. I'll hook you up some money. I owe Brandon a beer, so first one's on the City Life project, Brando.
Hey, dude, there's probably some plans to do some photography in Vancouver in the near future, so I'm sure that we can link up and have a brew.
Funkmaster, by the way, it's an honor that the first stream of the year is brought to you by the City Life anthem. Hell yeah,
City Life. Yeah. Yeah, dude, I love it. That's so cool.
Last but not least, before I forget, Kyle, I will forward you Denial's email here as he does merch. He has a printer for merch. And he was like, oh, if you need a hand with anything and you want to set up operation here. And I told him, I don't want any part in it because I handed all reins over to merch for Kyle. So I will have you two link up via email and maybe we can work out some sort of deal with Denial.
Let's do it, dude. My brother's girlfriend, Oli, is a tattoo artist and we're going to be having her do up some City Life designs for us in the near future. So I will definitely need somebody to talk to about
There you go. Look at t-shirt time, baby. T-shirt time. Vinyl and sublimation printing. Is that good, Kyle? Is that good?
Yeah, it's good. That's perfect. That's what we need.
Just know I will be in every live chat to say something and show support, even if not useful. Man, thank you. Seriously. Kyle, yes, just a slow cut. I will say, Denial, I told you this off air, but let's just say he helped me get uplifted this holiday break. So thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Dude, I'm like honestly so thankful that, when we started this channel, well, I guess we're at like 2 years ago now, actually, which is just crazy to think about. But
1 year of grinding to get to 1,000 and look at where we since then.
Yeah, dude. Well, I can't take much credit for that. but I will say that when we started this channel, I really didn't think that there were going to be that many people interested in anything we were going to be doing. And my mind has changed. There's a lot of you in the community that are really supportive of what we do at the City Life. And I mean, even just look behind Isha, that plaque that's in the background there was made by Benjamin. One of you guys. So thank you for the support and thank you for continually watching our videos and joining these live streams and supporting Isha on his MMA content journey, as well as watching the vlogs and stuff as they drop. I mean, we do this we do this in our spare time, really, and it's been a lot of fun, and I don't think that it would have continued if it wasn't for the people that are involved in it outside of the two of us and the channel. So thank you.
Well said, man. I honestly don't have anything to add there. I don't. That's awesome. We'll drop the mic with that final comments here, and then we will log off. Because Kyle and I were like, we'll do like 30 minutes, 45 minutes. We've already got an hour 14. So I know you have a dinner to get to as well. I solve problems. You guys like a small business, in my opinion, and will always spend my time and money with such things. Thanks, guys. Got to go walk the donkey dog.
Tell me, donkey dog, what's your dog? Is it a Dane or something, or a greyhound? Or not a greyhound, but a wolfhound? What is it?
Funkman says, back when it was just me and Isha, I told him this channel was going to blow. He said, I hope so. I'm like, I'm telling you, about to blow. Congrats. It's only up from here. Thank you so much, Funkmaster. Appreciate it, man. And Funkmaster keeps me humble, and he keeps me on my toes, calling me out, even for bets that I forgot that we were going head to head with. God damn it. Fuck this card. Now I can scrunch it up and throw it in the garbage. There we go, Kyle.
Oh yeah, right on. Cool. Yeah, my parents have 2 Irish wolfhounds, and they are indeed donkey dogs as well. And I also grew up with a Great Dane. So enjoy your walk, man. Peace.
His name is Genghis.
Say hi to Genghis.
Gonna have to get Beach Cat to let you do a video next time you come.
Yes. Okay. So Beach Cat is a brewery that is in Blaine, Washington, and we've actually gone there before, but it's super, super good beers, and it's like literally right on this beautiful beach overlooking the bay. What's that bay called, Ashley? I can't remember off the top of my head, but Birch Bay. That's what it is. So yeah, we could do a Beach Cat. I have to come down and see you again soon. We're due for a visit.
By the way, shout out to Benjamin, our friend Poeton on the prowl for his prey. First thing I gotta say, Benjamin, go check out our Rizin stream. Just sift through the last like hour or so. Gravedigger Jones jumped on, and it was the most wholesome, fucking awesome shit like it was before. Benjamin was the one who sent this plaque, Kyle. His friend at That's Badass Wood Art. I got Louis Jamie. He's the owner. I will share the info in this video again. Big shout out to you.
It's so beyond badass. I can't, like, every time I look at it, I'm like, that would look good right there.
I'll make sure to get you one, Kyle. I'll make sure to get you one. Oh, look at that. Brando's got to play some Birch Bay.
Dude, we should meet up and go to Beach Cat. We'll share a couple brews and we can talk whatever you want.
By the way, Kyle, Benjamin, he's a big musician as well. He plays drums, he plays guitar, you play cello and or bass as well, if I'm not mistaken. Second thing, is that a JCM 800 or 900, Kyle?
This is JVM 210H. And I've got the 412 there. That's super cool. It's like the British cab. So that's just one. And then I also have this guy here, which is it's an original British Marshall mini stack. So I have that guy, and then of course the amp I'm sitting on is nothing special. It is a Spider Line 6, Spider 2.
But before we go quickly, what was your favorite amp? I loved that Vox that you had.
That Vox AC30 was badass.
That was
I
awesome.
loved that thing. But I think my favorite amp, honestly, I don't even own one, is a Mesa. I really want a Mesa Boogie rectifier.
Man, you're speaking my language.
So good. But this amp is really awesome. I love that. And then I also had a Marshall 3-lead once upon a time that was an amp made, I believe, don't quote me on this, I think it was made in the 80s, and they're really, really hard to find, and I sold mine to pay my rent. Big mistake.
Life of musician, man. I've sold guitars to pay rent too. By the way, please go take that E33 off my mother's hands right now, because I didn't leave it in my storage unit. I left it at home because I didn't want it to get fucked up. Someone should play it, so you might as well.
Okay, yeah.
I mean, the acoustics there too, so I mean,
I'll never say no to playing more guitars, dude, and that E33 is wicked. So
There you go. Final comment to the stream. And again, Poeton on the prowl for his prey, Benjamin. I messaged you privately on Discord, but again, thank you so much for the support that you show on this channel, man. Honestly, Benjamin's gone above and beyond to support us, Kyle, and he's I am honored to call Benjamin my friend. So thank you so much, Benjamin. Hopefully you and Kyle can connect further with your guys' passion and love for music. And let us know in the comments, guys, if you like these general streams. We're going to be doing more of these, Kyle and I, moving forward as well. On top of membership streams, we will have a membership stream later today. Kyle's busy with his New Year's dinner, but I'll be there talking fights and highlights with you guys. But last comment here, Kyle, and then I will leave you with the last comment as well. Here we go.
I am jealous. I love 5150. They are wicked amps as well. So I'm super jealous. And the JCM 2000 100 watt is a solid amp too. So, I mean, I would love to hear some of your music. If you have any recordings, feel free to send us a link in. My recommendation is King Chris. I think that's my magnum opus so far.
Kyle Wynn, co-host, Happy New Year, everybody. With that, guys, Happy New Year. Happy holiday. We'll have Funkmaster play us out. Good night, everybody. See you on the membership stream in a few hours.